Welcome everyone to the EBM Scholars. Today I'm doing a live presentation on the status of the immigrant visas and the processing at US embassies and consulates. You can see on the banner going down there with the title, Current Status. What is the current status of the immigrant visa processing at the embassies and consulates around the world? I know people will be confusing themselves or asking themselves, when will I be called for the interview? So today we'll be having a snap preview of the current status and what is really going on at the US embassies and consulates around the world. There are so many key issues on this one. And in order to explain in detail some of these items, I will have to go and preview or show you some of the information from the government when they did the presentation. So I'll give a quick presentation before I go to answer any question from anyone. I want you to understand that this is the official information. It was a briefing from the Consular Affairs Acting Deputy Assistant Secretary for Visa Services, and he was specifically going to answer questions about the immigrant visas, not non-immigrant visas. I will come to explain about that so that we all understand what do we mean by immigrant visas and what is the current status, and possible when you will be called for the visa interview. But a few things I wanted to ask you before I continue. If today is your first time to come to my YouTube channel, this is my YouTube channel, which is EBM Scholars. I want you to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you can be able to get a lot of information of so many things, just like as you can see. But if you speak Swahili, I would like you to go to the another channel of mine, which is called the EBM Swahili. Again, over here, you'll be able to see so many information and other updates for various things you can be able to enjoy. I did the video about the same topic, about the status of the current status. Unfortunately, as you can see, this video is 29 minutes, and I came to realize that my microphone was not really working. I turned mute, so I did the full 30 minutes video, and I was watching before I go ahead to click play. So I've already uploaded everything, and I came to realize, you see, like it was 33 minutes ago when I did this video. So now I have to do another video. That's why I'm back to do live with you right now. So my apologies for everybody. I believe it was still on private before it went live. So what are the key things when we are talking about the visas? There are two types of visas. I wanted to let me go to give you so people can be able to understand the categories of visas. We have two types of visas. We have non-immigrant visas and we have immigrant visas. I have to give the difference between the two so that you can see when we are talking about the backlog of the visa status or visa processing at the US embassies. Number one is the non-immigrant visa categories are all types of visas which you can be able to apply and come to America for the intention of staying in America in a short time. That is a non-immigrant visas. Visas like a student visa, visa like coming as a tourist, all those are types of visas. Visas you come as H1 visa, working visa. So these are non-immigrant visa. You come here on the temporary basis, meaning you come here with the intent of going back to your home country. You are not coming here to become permanent resident from day one. Those are non-immigrant visas. Immigrant visas, people get confused. Someone, even if he's a student in America, is saying, oh, you know, I'm an immigrant here. No, you are not immigrant. Someone is here and the H1 working visa, you know, I'm immigrant here. No, you are not immigrant. Immigrant is a person who stays in the United States on the permanent basis, has a visa as a permanent resident, has a green card, that is permanent resident of the United States, that is immigrant. So these are types of the non-immigrant visas, like B1, J1, whatever, all these type of visas. You come as athletes. You come here as professional specialty of any kind. You come here under special border crossing. There is one type of the business visitor. You come here as a crew member. You come here as a diplomat. You come here as a domestic employee, a nanny. You come here as employee of international organization like United Nations or NATO. You come here as exchange visitor, like J1, those come as a Fulbright. You come here as a military personnel. You come here as an international student or in whatever cultural exchange, whatever it is, all these type of visas, you come here on the temporary basis. So you are going to stay here, whether it will be for 1 day, whether it will be for 1 year, then you go back to your home country. But immigrant visas are people coming here to be given permanent resident, like the spouse of the US citizen, children of the US citizen, fiancé of the US citizen, adopted children, orphans, whatever of the US citizen. So, and also the residents, the family members of the green card holders. Then there are those who are employed by employment, green card by employment. And then there are those who are going to be under what we call the other type of immigrants. We are talking about the diversity visa, which many of you are also waiting for that particular status. So these are people are coming in the United States from day one as permanent resident. So that is the first thing you need to understand when we are talking about the immigrant visas. My apologies to that. So if that's the case, what do you need to do after? I mean, you applied, whether you are immigrant visa based on, let's say you are applying for the green card based of the green card lottery, or whether it's your green card through a family member, whether it is a green card based on the other types. Let's say it is a green card based on what? Let's say it is a green card based on unemployment. What is the current status? So between these two types of visas, non-immigrant and immigrant, per year, before the COVID, per year, usual United States provides over 10 million visas in a calendar year. Don't tell me how many people are not getting the visas, but those who get the visa to come to America, both immigrant and non-immigrant, the number is over 10 million. Then, out of those 10 million, only 500,000, only 500,000 is non-immigrant visas. Only half a million. 9.5 is non-immigrant. Those coming as a student, those coming as tourists, those coming here as medical. Whatever reason, those are non-immigrant. So, if that is the case, then what is the current status of this non-immigrant? Before the COVID, the number of the immigrant visas, those waiting for the DV lottery, those who are waiting for everybody waiting for other things, it was 75,000 visas on pending. But with the COVID happening, within 1 year, from January 2020 to today we are talking, we have over 470 something thousand visas pending. Those are immigrant visas. So the Department of State has to do something. It has to do something to find out what will be this kind of status of the immigrant visas, what will be the processing. So now we are going to share with you the new processing timeline and the priorities which have been given by the Department of State. So in order to do that, I'm going to share with you few things which were provided by the acting deputy assistant secretary for the visa services, was having interview, the briefing last week. And there are few things which are very critical. He was able to analyze those kind of things. I'm going to start with a few things. Number one, obviously is talking about the removal of this proclamation, which presidential proclamation, which is no longer in effect. So for that particular case, if this proclamation is not in effect, sorry everyone. So if this proclamation is no longer in effect, it means now people are allowed to come to America. So if people are allowed to come to America right now, but there are certain countries, they have restrictions still. These are people from who are physically in China, Iran, Brazil, UK, Ireland, South Africa, and all other countries of Schengen. It means if you get the visa from these countries, you have to go to stay in other, whatever, 14 days in other countries before you come to America. So that is something you need to understand. So this is what I was explaining to you. That means before COVID, US or Department of State provides over 10 million visas. Almost half of those, 500,000 of those were immigrant visas, and the rest were non-immigrant visas. But with the pandemic has done this one. The pandemic has decreased the number of people to be given the visa. Why? Because the embassies are not equipped, and the consulates are not equipped to operate during the time of the COVID, meaning the waiting areas in the embassies are not in a position to hold people in a social distance 6 feet apart. Remember, US embassy, whatever country it is an American soil in that particular country. So it has to operate based on the American guidelines. For that particular case, the US embassies, they have to follow the federal protocol, which are given by CDC, which means we are talking about if you go to the visa interview right now, you have to have the mask. They will have to put you temperature, check your temperature. They must have physical distancing. That means in embassies, they have to have a distance to keep one applicant over the other. But unfortunately, these embassies, when they are used, you used to go to the embassy. There are 2 windows in most embassies. The third window is for Americans. Those 2 windows for the visa, you just go and stay on the chairs or bench, whatever you call them, and to go to the to be interviewed. But now you cannot put so many people in a very enclosed door for that particular case. So for that particular situation, all this, it has reduced the number of staff who can be able in the office to be able to give to give the visas, and it has drastically decreased the number of people who can safely move inside the facility in the embassies to wait for inside to be interviewed. So because of those, and I said there are over 10 million people who are getting the visa in 1 year. We said there are over 10 million people. So if there are 10 million people before the COVID, 10 million people, they need to find a way. 9.5 million of those one are non-immigrant visas. So the good news is that the Department of State has given the instruction that from now on, the priority will be on this 500,000, 500,000 applicants of the immigrant visas. This will be the priority. So if you are waiting to get the non-immigrant visa, like for tourists, you want to come here as a student, to come, so those one will not be priority. Priority is this 500,000 visas pending. And the good news is that 90% of all embassies around the world, they are focusing now into focusing on immigrant visas. For non-immigrant visa, it has to be some special case. Like you are a student, you are coming here, the school has opened already, yes. But not I'm going to visit EBM or I'm going for a birthday party. No, you are not going to be given the visas. So while the rest of this one, they'll not be given that priority. So as I said, the embassies are not equipped with that way. So the embassies have decided to do two various things. Number one, so because in order to create the social distancing, this one, so the embassies have decided to do various things. Number one will be to be able to create extra rooms inside the embassies where people will be going to be interviewed. That's number one. Number two will be outside of the embassy compound, they might create special outdoor areas where small like temporary rooms where people can be able to wait outside and get the interviews at the embassy. That will be something else. And also they are going to, the third part, they are going to give more training to the embassy staff to be able to interview people who are going to get the immigrant visas. Why is that? Because immigrant visas must be conducted in person and must collect fingerprints. So there is no any other shortcut for this one. And this is because to protect our national security. So because of those kind of things, the embassy is going to do that. So this is what is going to explain the prioritization. So the number one priority will be to provide only the immigrant visas. By immigrant visa, I'm talking about people who are winning green card lottery, people who are coming as parents, the children and parents of the U.S. citizen, but also the people who are coming under K visa or fiancé visas. So that will be number one priority. Number two priority will be of those immigrant visas will be the post. They have done the following things. Number one is to modify the physical spaces, or to create more alternative spaces within the embassies. That is something they are going to do. Other embassies, they are going to train more personnel. They can be able to work into those other areas and outside. So this one will increase the number of people who will be going to be interviewed. Because by January 2020, when it started, the COVID was about even not a big thing, especially around the world. The number of visas which were on pending at the National Visa Center was 75,000 only. But by February, 13 months later, number of the pending visas, they are this one, 400,073. 473,000. That is a lot of people. So the priority will be given this one because this number or these people who are waiting, usually they have a timeline. For instance, if you have green card lottery, you are the winner, you're supposed to get interviewed by end of September. So that's why the priority is going to be on the 500,000 people who are immigrant visas, because among things like other immigrant visas, they might come to meet their family. Compared it for you as a non-immigrant, you are coming to walk around and just visit. So this is where is going to be priority. That is a very good news for everybody who is waiting currently. But one of the question is, what happened for those people who were under the presidential proclamation? Let's say the people, let's say you are from Tanzania, you are from Somalia, you are from Djibouti, whatever country you are, but your country was on the travel ban, or people call Muslim ban. If you were in the travel ban country, let's say you won the DV 2019 or DV 2020, and you were not interviewed. So if you are Tanzanian, for instance, and you are DV winner of 2020, obviously we were not interviewed because of the presidential proclamation. So those people now, they can be able to go and contact the embassy of your respective country. You'll be able to be interviewed and be given the visa. This was this decision, which Ms. Stufft was talking about it. That one, which was already part of the on Biden's presidential proclamation or executive order, when he removed the travel ban, one of the points he said the Department of State will be responsible to coordinate with the embassies on how they can be able to support people who were denied the visas based on the travel ban, who were affected. They will be able to be given those visas. So this is the official information from the person who is responsible for offering the visas. And this is for the record now. For the record, some immigrant visa applicants were refused under these travel bans. The first one and the second one, which added even Tanzania and Nigeria and other countries. So for those people who were subject, so if I might add this one. For those people who are subject to that one, and including even the proclamation, the one which was restricting immigrants to come overall, last week we will not be able to travel. So at this moment, these people will be able to be prioritized and be able to go to the embassy. You have to contact the embassy. Don't just show up at the embassy. Show the embassy you won the DV lottery, or send the second notification letter that you were among the winners, but you didn't go, or you were denied the visa because of the travel ban. Then they will be able to process you also to get the scheduled interview date. So that is, first of all, about this briefing. I wanted to highlight the most important things on the briefing. I tried to summarize because, as I said, I've already been able to do a similar thing on the beginning. So up to that moment, I will go ahead and look for questions and to be able to answer these type of questions. So let me go to okay. The first one, I'm from Ofori, Elvis. I'm the V winner 2021 AF. I don't know, your number is 5,000. It's likely to be interviewed before financial. Is your number 50,000 or 5,000? Because you put it 3 stars. If you are 3 stars, your interview is supposed to be this month of April, or very, very late will be the month of May. But if it's 50,000, your interview will be around the month of August or September. So if you are, because you put it 3 stars, I assume it's 5,000. Okay, Kevin Evox. Hi, sir. Thank you very much for helping and another live again. Sir, I haven't received the documents request up until now. There are dozens who received it already. AS 29,000. May you help me, sir? Thank you. As I said at the beginning, because there was immigration suspension, the KCC reduced sending information for documents because it's wasting of time to request the documents and you don't schedule interview. But from now on, we will start seeing many people, because they're starting scheduling for the interview. At the same time, we will see more people getting the scheduled situation where they can be able to get their interview. So let's hope we'll be able to do that. Ganza, thank you. Kevo from Nairobi, thank you. Ukola, thank you so much. Yes, here it's afternoon. Kevo, you were saying another question, and sir, does the translation documents with his own translation in home country is okay and is admitted? Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yes, if you have any document not in English, like your birth certificate is not in English, if your passport is not in English, if your police clearance record is not in English, it must be translated by your official authority, not just by yourself. Find someone to translate. If someone is translating, but get a legal information that the translation which has been given is the true or true information as depicted from the original document, and that is supposed to be done by the lawyer. When will I call you for the interview? To be called for the interview will depends on other factors. It depends on your case number. First of all, you have to get the information document you have to send the documents. Then, based on your case number, you'll be sending. They'll be able to send it to. So I cannot tell you when they'll be able to do that because I do not know your case number. I see people from everywhere. Emstein from Dubai, thank you. From Kenya. What other question? Okay, Melissa, I've been waiting since last June. I got a letter last week for the National Visa Center saying maybe the next 120 days, I might get an interview date. That is a very good news to hear. But I believe it will not go for 120 days. That will be a lot. My belief will be within maybe 90 days max. You'll be having your interview. They are very just trying to be safe, to give you a blank time of more time of 120 just in case. Liz, hello EBM. Thank you so much, Liz. I really appreciate, and I've been sharing your YouTube channel. And today afternoon I'll be having the live session with Ray from Uganda. So if you have the time, it will be in the evening. I think it will be 4 of my time. So for your time in Colorado will be at 3, I think. Watching from Kenya, Ezra. Thank you. Thank you for the update, EBM Okari Vincent. Thank you. Okay, hello, sir, from Munja. Hello, sir. Thank you so much, everything for everything. God bless you so much as you guided me to take to make it into the DV lottery. I wish to ask you, how many DV lottery are available? Can DV number 54,000 will be interviewed? For 54,000, that is the normal number, will be able to be interviewed. Yeah, I have no doubt on that one. Yes. But that is even if they are not going to increase from 55,000 to 80,000, 54,000 will be able to be interviewed, because there are some people, a lot of people will be denied the visa because of so many reasons like failure to have all the instructions. Some people who have won, they said they applied without with exemption of passport. They didn't have the passport, but they will be denied because they don't meet the requirements of exemption. Requirements of exemption are very clear. Either you are stateless. If you want to be stateless, you must be coming from communist country. If you don't do that, you have to get the exemption letter from the Department of State Secretary or Department of Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. You don't have that, they will be able to deny you a visa. So there will be so many people who will be denied the visa because of those kind of things. Okay, Gabriel, thank you. Hello from Tanzania, Kapelji. Who are being interviewed, DV 2021, DV 2020? Charlie, basically, DV 2020, those one, if you have to contact the embassy a separate way, just like as I said on the brief, what they said was this way, that the people who didn't get the visa because of the travel ban or because of the immigration suspension, that means including the V2020, you have to contact the embassy for scheduling of the interview. At the moment, they cannot interview you, the V2020, right away, because KCC is not going to schedule interviews for the V2020. So it's you and the embassy. So contact your local embassy if you are the V2020 winner. But now the KCC is scheduling for the V2021. Hello, Ray. How are you? Yeah, I know we'll be having a live with you this afternoon. So looking forward to talk to you. Watching from Turkey. Thank you. Watching from Ethiopia. How are you, Samuel? Hello, how are you? Watching from Ethiopia. Thank you so much. Dixon from Liberia. So thank you so much. I've already answered that one. Elvis, the V is yes, immigrant visas, and immigrant visas and hence that means is the priority. Thank you so much, Michael Kobe, by answering that way. Then there is Natasha from Liberia. I don't know which part of Liberia you are, but one time I was watching a lot of videos from Liberia, from Mamba Town, everywhere, all the roads, whatever, everything. So it's very, very cool. Okay, from Sudan. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I've already answered that one from Charlie. EBM, can you tell us how long it takes to get a job in the United States? That is a very good question, Kevin. So to get a job here is not about how long, it's about you, how much do you want to get a job. Let me give the example. You have won the DV lottery. So if you come here, you can just go to indeed.com. This is one of the biggest sites you can be able to get jobs. So if you come here, let's say you want a job in warehouse, because you come here, don't come here and just start looking for jobs to become a manager. Look for the jobs which you can be able, like which is quicker job to get. Will be like, I'm giving an example, like warehouse. So where do you live? For instance, I live in Belton. I live in Belton, Missouri. So I click Belton, Missouri. You click find the jobs. So you'll find that there are so many jobs. Some of the jobs will be new jobs. Some they'll tell you how long this job has been posted. This job has been posted 2 days ago. So it's say freight or receiving. So you just go ahead and so some of the jobs they tell you how much they pay. Some of the jobs you cannot be able to do. This one is the construction warehouse manager. It's a little bit bigger job. So this one is a general warehouse. So for instance, like when they say general warehouse, that means it's a general job. You don't need to have complications. So this is $15 per hour. So what you need to do, these are just the responsibilities which are normal. You don't need you don't need it. It's just you need to be 18 years old. You have 6 months experience. Sometimes I mean, even if it's not, these are the normal jobs. They can be able to train you within 1 day. So you need to apply many jobs. That is the simple way. Order selector, $18 per. So these jobs is just you and how you can be able to apply. So that is number one. So if you can just go and say general labor. If you come here, you have to start with the general labor, general jobs. So you see, like the same job now we say the general labor. This is the $15 job at JC Penney. So all these jobs are normal jobs. So you have to look how far they are from where you work. So this is one of the way you can be able to find jobs. Package. So you can be like, this is a FedEx. FedEx is just like a post office. You just go and look for these kind of jobs. Laborer. Honeywell is a good company. Is just here. It's a government company. So you find this kind of like, they give you like, they say first shift, whatever. Yeah. So there are normal jobs. So you see like the education is just high school or GED. So it's just like, so it depends like how much they are going to pay. So that's number one. But the other way you can find a good job quick is when you come here, go and say staffing agent. Staffing agents, for instance. So for instance, let's say I'm looking for staffing agents. But if let's say near me, where I live. So I live in Belton, which is Kansas City. So this is number one. So what you do, you go to these staffing agents. These staffing agents, what do they do? You go to them, you just fill the information here, you submit. They are going to find a job for you. Or you can be, sometimes you can post some jobs here. But these people, the staffing agents, they have to find a job for you. Why? Because if the job is $15 per hour, they are going to be given for them maybe $25 per hour. So they take $10 or $20 on top of your head. So they will give you a job. Even within a week, you can be able to get a job. So the bigger thing here is just how quickly you are able to find a job, yourself, willingness to get the job. But if you're looking for a job to become a director, it can take even a year to get a job as a director. But if you are okay to find a job, to start with a job, and other things will be able to continue, you can be able to survive into those kind of situation. So I think I've been able to answer that one in a normal, quicker way. Daku Collins, I'm in Dubai. Can I go to the embassy and ask where to go for the medical? You don't need to go to the embassy. You or in the US embassy of that particular country will give the names of the doctor. Once you get the appointment, you go to the for instance, let me give the example of one country. Just one second. Let me give you an example of Ethiopia. Someone posted this on our Telegram group. This is for Ethiopia. So inside the embassy, I mean, they can give you they give the medical instructions. who are the doctors, approved physicians, and their address. They give you the address where to go. So if you go, I can go. One sec. Let me try to find. If you are finding the, let's find the medical. If you go to the particular embassy, let's say you put Tanzania. Oh, we'll say Dar es Salaam, not Tanzania. They have to put it specific how they put it that way. Oh. So, for instance, if you click, I think they will be able to give specific information. But usual, or to the U.S. embassy of the particular U.S. embassy, they will give you the particular information. U.S. Embassy, Tanzania. So they'll be able, I think, when in each embassy. So don't go to any. You don't need to go to the embassy, and especially with that now with the COVID, they don't take people just to go to the embassy. I'm going just to ask something. Just email them. I want to find out who are the. Okay, but once you get your interview instructions, you'll be given the information on how to go about it and to get the information of the physician. You don't go to any physician. You can call the embassy. You can just email them. Can you give me the list of the physician who are approved by your embassy? Thank you, Natasha. Okay. Okay, thank you, Rasta. Okay. Hello, EBM. I've got an expired F4 visa. Is there any time to apply for reinsurance? I'm not so sure if there is a specific if there is a specific time to apply for that. I'm not so sure how they are going to give the preference on the F4 those kind of the preference type. Yeah. But if it's available, I do not know. How long the backlog will take? As I said, if you read this one, I can post this one on the comment. Let me post on the comment, and people can be able to get it. But apart from that, this one it shows like this is the main priority. They haven't said exactly how long will it take. Hello, EBM. What do you do when you give birth to a new baby after sending DS260? Or 40, what you do, you write it to KCC, asking them to unlock your DS260, and you are going to add your newborn. Make sure that your newborn has a passport. Even if it's 1 day old, will not be given the visa, will not be able to be processed for the visa if doesn't have the passport. God is love. Hi, sir. I'm the V2021, but I'm not speaking very well English. Any problem in the interview? There is no problem. If, let's say, you are from Tanzania, your language is Swahili, go to the embassy and ask Swahili. You're from Cameroon, you speak French, They are okay. They will be having an interpreter for that. So the national language of your country, in any embassy you are allowed to use the national language of your country. If you are in Rwanda, you want to speak Kinyarwanda, you'll be allowed to speak Kinyarwanda. But it will be difficult to go and speak a very tribal language, which is a very small tribe. But the national language, if you are from Ethiopia, the bigger national language of the country, you are allowed to use it at the embassy. So you don't need to force yourself to go and speak English if you know you are not confident with English. Hema, how much time takes for F1 to get approved? F1 visa, the day you apply, the same day you are told you got the visa or not to get the visa. They'll tell you on the same day, either they give you the visa or not. They tell you on the same day. But to get the interview, that is a different story at the time of the pandemic. Can I be sponsored by someone who started working in the US in November last year? To sponsor for what? Noble. Yes, if as income, sponsorship needs income. It's not about when you are going to start. Natasha, please, I sent in my DSC 260 form since September last year, but no reply. I'm the V2021 winner with a case number AF 59,000. Yes, Natasha, they are working on the people who are currently going for the interview. Regardless, when you submitted the DSC 260, they slowed it down to send the people to send the documents because the interviews were not scheduled because of the immigration suspension. But now, because the immigration suspension has been removed, they are offering the interviews, so they will start asking people to get more documents so that they can start scheduling for the interviews. Swesh, EBM, thank you very much for your effort. Efforts on continued updates. My question is, AF 4,000 for whatever that one I received from KCC last year, email saying that I'm ready for the interview scheduling, but not yet getting my case number, my second notification. Once you submit your documents, they review and everything is good to go. They'll tell you are ready to be scheduled for the interview. But remember, since last year, they haven't scheduled anybody for the interview until this March when the immigration suspension has been removed. So no one, even if your case number was 001, it doesn't matter. So now they are starting scheduling people. So now you can be able to get the interview schedule depending on your case number. Thank you, everyone from Cameroon, from every country. Okay. Fabrice, hi EBM, South Africa is under the travel ban, but Congolese refugee passport number, whatever. The embassy does not doing the interview, immigrant interview. The embassies were not doing immigrant interviews, not just South Africa, all over the world because of the immigration suspension. But now they are starting to do immigration suspension. This is the document I'm saying they are going to prioritize the immigration visas. They didn't do interview of anybody, not just South Africa. So wait, you'll be able to be interviewed. Relax. Don't worry at all. Doesn't matter whether you are from South Africa or what. But the only thing is, once you are given the visa, you're from South Africa, you cannot travel from South Africa direct to come to America. You have to go to another country for 14 days, then to come to America. Okay, Lula, I applied for CR1 for my husband in Iraq. His interview will be in Dubai since the US embassy is closed in Iraq. Where does I get the medical done in Iraq or Dubai? You can take either way. You can take it in Iraq. You can just travel direct to Dubai with that one, or you can take it in Dubai. The only condition, if it's in Iraq or in Dubai, it has to be from the medical physicians who are approved from the website of the US embassy. Don't go to any medical doctor. Japheth, my question is that I have K1 and the paid DS 160, which means I'm waiting for my interview since May 2020. I'm in German. Yes, so as I said, if you read this one, this document, it said the priority also K1 visas are the priority. So you'll also be able to be doing that. But before that, in 2020, no one was able to be interviewed. So you can be able to get the interview scheduled very soon. Takwa channel. Hello, sir. I was documentally qualified in the August 2020. So when will I get interview in Nairobi embassy? So if you submitted the documents and everything, the case number is the one will determine when you will be able to be interviewed. Oh, Natasha, you said you are from Monrovia. Yeah, okay, that's good. Thank you. Belfast from Cameroon. Ibrahim Arosa from Kenya. Have a question, sir. When someone is sending supporting documents, is it a must to send both East African passport and the old one? The old one? If you applied with the old passport and now you have a new passport, you have to send both passport. If you use the passport, yes. Tim McPherson, thank you so much. Tim McPherson has been you have been very good here on EBM Scholars. All the time you have been able to respond to questions, answering people's questions on the comments. Every time people are asking questions, you have been very good into answering those kind of questions. So thank you so much. I want to appreciate that one. So I know for the V2021 selectee AF 9,000 whatever from Cameroon who's yet to get second notification rate. How can you explain that? Number one, the people who are going, let's do the simple thing. The people who are now on the who are on the visa bulletin, let's go to the visa bulletin. Let me make it easier. Let me go to the visa bulletin and explain something. Let's go to the visa bulletin because 9,000. Okay, let me go to the visa bulletin of October 2019. So people, October 2020. Let's go start with the visa bulletin of October. And then let's go to the November. So people who are going for the visa bulletin, people are going for the visa bulletin. Let's start with October. They are starting. So someone who's 9,000. Remember, in March 2021, the case number for Africa, visa bulletin for 20. Let's say the person is 20. Okay, this is visa bulletin for 2021. Okay. Let's start with the visa bulletin of October 20. So this is the October 20. Okay, so the people who are supposed to be interviewed in October is just 3,000 people max. 2020. So these are the first people to be given the interview date. Then let's go to November. Let's go to November last year. So November up to 5,000. So people, that means people who are supposed to start in March, April to interview are the people up to 5,000. So 10,000, that is still a fair number. So then you can come December. Let's go to December 2020. Visa bulletin of December. So 10,000, it looks a small number, but for the DV winners interviews, still that is a high number. Is just like the 30 month of the normal interview if we go on the normal way. So December is 7,000. So the first 3 months, they haven't reached 10,000. So the person who's with 9,000 has to continue to wait for the interview schedule. So people in January, let's go again, January 2021. 2021, you'll be able to see. Then we can do February. Let's go to January 2021 first. January 2021. Let's go to the visa bulletin of January 2021. You will see. Oh, sorry, I went too fast. I'm excited, I think. You see, January is 10,000. So the person from Cameroon with the 9,000 number. So January, that means it is October, November, December, January. So in the first month. So the person with the 10,000 number is not supposed to have interviews in April. Will get interview maybe in June. If you put it 3 months after the interview starting this March, going to June. So the person will not be given the second notification letter now because technically the person was supposed to have 3-4 months later to be on the interview. Does that make sense, McPherson? Okay, so let me go to other question. People who has case number, will they be interviewed because they are not speed up in the process? Her case number, it depends on how high it is. If it is 90,000, that you have to wait for so many factors. But if you are from 0 to up to 50,000, especially for AF, you'll be interviewed. 50,000 will be interviewed. The point will be maybe you'll be interviewed in August or September. God is love. The V2021 38,000 number. Just wait for your documents. There is no problem at all. You'll be able to receive documents. Natasha, someone told me that I should include my birth certificate, police clearance record, school certificate. KCC doesn't require any documentation for education. The information required by KCC is birth certificate, police clearance record, passport information. And if you are married, the marriage certificate, all those kind of information. If you have been in the military information. If you have been in the prison, they need the court information. But they don't want the West Africa education, whatever certificate. They don't need a school certificate. They don't need the work experience. The work experience and education, those one you show them at the interview. Natasha, they said because the system has changed, should I add them? No. First of all, don't send the documents if you don't receive any email. On the email, they will tell you what document to send. And the document to send, those are the documents. They don't need the education certificate. And all this information, they are there. These documents required by KCC, they are here. The documents are already here. If you are selected, what documents submit the supporting documents? They are here. These are the supporting documents they are supposed to. The documents which are required: birth certificate, court or prison records, if you have been to the court, prison, military records, if you have been in the military, police certificate, and the passport. They don't need those kind of documents about education. No, they don't. They don't need those documents. They don't need those documentation. Thank you so much. I'm about to finish this live because I'm getting ready to go for another meeting. Okay, God bless you, sir, Patrick Wilson, for hard work. I really appreciate that one. Aurelia Lema, watching from Tanzania, thank you. Thank you so much. I've already said that question about you asking about someone who started working. Green Card Lottery is not a sponsorship program, people. So it's not a sponsorship program. So I'm answering a few questions. I want to know, will anybody be denied a green card visa if she didn't pass the exam? No. Because if they are looking for people to pass the exam, why do they need the high school? They could take masters and PhD. They don't care, even if you didn't go to school at all. So why those people are getting visas? As long as you have high school. They didn't say high school with the B average, no. Sir Nana, I'm 25,000 K, but there is no request for the documents. Can I go ahead and submit documents? You don't submit the documents until you are asked to submit. Don't submit any document. Don't forget about the visa bulletin, what it says. KCC will ask you the documents. That is the only thing. The visa bulletin has been skewed because the visa bulletin is acting as if everything is normal. But remember, previously, there are no person has been interviewed from October. So everything you know is different now. So I'm getting ready to go for the meeting, people. So I have to go and get ready. Isn't it very high risky to have the 50,000 number with this reduced number of interviews at embassies? They haven't reduced the number. The number of the visas to be issued by up to the time is the 55,000 numbers. That one, they haven't increased to 80,000, no yet. So what they're doing, they're going to prioritize to give the speed of people to be interviewed. They haven't reduced the number. So relax and you'll be able to do that. I have been thinking that if your grades are not good on your certificates, they'll deny you a visa. No, they are not denying you anything. Because if they're looking for results, that means they could not even take someone from high school. High school is a very small education. Why do they take it? Why they say the minimum is high school? And if you don't have high school, show us 2 years of work experience. So what happened for the person who didn't go to school? Lionel Messi doesn't have high school education. Ronaldo doesn't have high school education. If they win green card lottery, they'll come here because of their work experience. Yeah. What happens for the DV 2020 winners? Yes, you can go to be interviewed. As I said, there is here. Go and contact your. This is the question. What happens for the people to be interviewed for the DV 2020? You are told to contact your embassy, and they will be able to answer that one. Contact your embassy to be able to be for the interview. That is there. So that was the last question. That is the last question for me. Yeah. What I need for you is to make sure that you go and subscribe to my channel if you are watching currently live without doing anything else. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. And that has been the last question. Let me they haven't made a decision yet. They hasn't changed anything on that one. Thank you so much, everyone. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this is the last point of my live. And goodbye, everyone. Thank you, and may God bless you. Tomorrow, same time, I'll be live around at the same time, whatever time zone you have.